Ooh, we're going live, Ed. We're live. We're live. Ed, live. Say hi to the world. Okay. Hey, good morning. It's Tuesday, and it is 5:38 in the morning. This is the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. Hope you're doing well today. Another day in the beautiful world. Things are always good, right? Um, but you know what? Things are good. We're doing this stuff. It's pretty good. We're lucky, right? Well, this is the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. We talk about Scrum and Agile in a tactical and practical way. And we look to get you home to family and friends so you can have fun. Maybe you got a side hustle, you want to build that up. But really, just so you have a good day and you enjoy what you do. You spend a lot of time in it. But at the same time, we want to make sure we're bringing value into the customer. So it's not like I'm just going to work my 8 hours, go home, get nothing done. We want to bring value and good stuff, right? Because we want to have fun at that, what we do. And we want to balance work and life, as we say, go home, have a full life, and have some fun along the way. And this is my co-host, Edward, who is not doing what he's supposed to be doing, but I got to argue with him later. I think he's using the show as a cop-out to be able to do what he's not supposed to do for the next 15 minutes. What do you think? Anyhow, so what do we talk about today? Um, Today, I just want to talk about meetings and doing the transformation stuff. I mean, everybody talks about way things are and getting. I gotta find. There's a book that came out that I really want to look at, and I'm gonna get the name out, and then I'll publish that out. Once I buy a copy and start reading it, something I really want to read. It's like a practical guide to Scrum and Agile, and it sounds like stuff I talk about, so I want to read it. One of the practical things on the transformation is meetings, right? So many organizations, which I've been espousing, try to live with their old waterfall, old long-term project, status brief type world, and then plop on top of it all the Scrum ceremonies or events. And then everybody complains they're in so many meetings. Well, like, yeah, because you didn't take any meetings away. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. And the Scrum meetings and the way they described it, where they were telling people, is you take the Scrum meeting and you invite people to those meetings and you get rid of the other meetings, which I totally espouse, and I probably said it a million times, right? Invite the managers to your daily Scrum. Invite people to those meetings where they can find out what's going on. There's nothing better than finding it from the truth from the original person. If you can do it in 15 minutes, there's really no manager that can't spend 15 minutes going to one of your team meetings to see how you're doing. But just the key there is just you have to get them off those meetings. And the one meeting I was thinking about, so it was amazing. I was surprised. The one organization I work for now has a 2-hour portfolio meeting, and they're not the only ones. And I was thinking at first it was just their group, but apparently the whole organization, the whole company, which is huge, does it. And I'm like, oh my God, give me those 2 hours back. So at first my logic was, you know what, I really don't give a beep because it's managers, scrum masters, whatever, going to that meeting. So as long as my dev team, my testers and developers don't have to go to that 2-hour meeting, I wasn't really sweating it. I'm like, okay, fine. At least you're not taking the dev team, because I got to protect the dev people from sitting in 2 hours worth of bull to bring a status for someone to not know what they're doing, and who really cares? What my favorite part. What really changes in a week that you need a 2-hour meeting for? Nothing. Nothing enough to do anything. I mean, yeah, you complete stories and stuff, but yeah, you don't need a 2-hour meeting to go tell everybody what stories. You would show them working software. That's all you need to do. That's so key. Having software working does all the talking for you, right? And that's what we kind of refer to. But then I'm like, okay, here's the kicker, right? Now, do I care if my Scrum Master is in a 2-hour portfolio meeting? Not so much. However, what happens when the team has troubles or issues and the scrum master's in a meeting for 2 hours? It gets blocked for 2 hours, right? There's no one around to go fix these problems with the other managers, other words, because they're all in this 2 hour meeting. So in the end, why I'm saying it doesn't affect my team, it does affect the team, right? So I have to chip away at that 2 hour meeting. That's my goal, is take a little tiny chisel and start chiseling away and getting rid of it, because they really don't need it. But they don't understand that. And they're looking at the wrong thing, which I have to teach them, which is part of the job of an agile coach, is to make them realize that they're just they don't need to be there. Some people think, well, my day's not complete if my calendar is not full of meetings. No, that's not, your day's not complete if you're not writing working software. It's a different mentality, a different perspective. And you got to get them. And that's why I teach the thing about freeing up your calendar space. So you're writing more code, testing more code, watching more code, participating in the code, participate in the product. Whenever you're working on stuff, the further away from it is from the product, the less valuable it truly, really is. And a lot of people don't understand that, and that scares them, right? So, and the other thing, not just Scrum Masters, but a lot of these places have like tech leads, right? And I would tell them to go use Slack. At least in Slack, if you're communicating, that the tech lead, whether stuck in a 2 hour meeting, can sit there, watch Slack channel, watch it, the conversations go up and down, and fill in information. They can respond back and everything like that. What kind of defeats the purpose about the 2 hour meeting, because you're sure I'm paying attention for 2 hours. No one can pay attention for 2 hours in a meeting. I don't even know if you can pay attention for 2 hours in a movie that you just paid $20 to go see, right? Star Wars, I don't know. Can you stay away for 2 hours? I don't know. It's kind of hard. So what makes you think everybody's going to pay attention for 2 hours in a meeting? A little bit, right? Um, I just laugh when I hear the 2 hour meeting. Once it would be nice if you had like I've had all day kickoff meetings, but that's where everybody's getting together and it's a one time thing, and we just have lunch and talk about it. And we're all talking about the same subject, and everybody's putting their thoughts and processes in it, and that you can do, and actually that you should have for your Scrum teams. By the way, there's nothing wrong with a kickoff meeting that goes over the project and let everybody know. It's called a PI. Anyway, let everybody know what's going on. People don't realize that, but that's what a PI is really about. And here's where I see. Have you ever sat in a conversation with some technical people and they go, "I'm having this problem and I don't know what to do"? There's a lot of visual reference. This is why they say co-location, working together, with this person in live. When they're talking about their issue, you see so many facial inflections and motions and mannerisms as they're describing their problem. And it's not what they wrote, it's what you see him cringe about. Like, yeah, I can't figure this out, but it's a blah 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 blah. Let's go back to the part where you started cringing. Okay, you look like you were having a painful moment there. Let's talk about that problem. And this is where those technical people that have done this before are really great assets, right? Problem is, if they're not in visual reference point with the person that's having these technical issues, you miss out on that key little. You have this long conversation. It's that one little key piece of information that answers the problem. It's always one little tiny thing. It's like, gotta do that. It's like that with me all day yesterday. So anyway, yes, at first the 2 hour meetings don't matter. In the long haul, to make a real high performing team, they do. And you got to work to get rid of them. Sorry. I was realizing that myself. But it goes back to the thing. You really don't need the 2 hour meetings. If you have a sprint planning session, you know what you're going to do for the week. If you have a demo at the end of the week, you know what you got done, or end of your sprint. There's nothing wrong with that. And in fact, to be honest with you, why would you do it every week? If you can give a status update every week, what you're doing, then why wouldn't you have 1 week sprints, right? I'm going off on a tangent. Um, because you're saying that you expect stuff to be done. Well, then have 1 week sprints because you expect things to be done every week. So you do a sprint planning session and a sprint review. What got done? You actually show working software every week. Otherwise, my logic is, why are you doing this every week? Doesn't make any sense. Because if you have an expectation to get stuff done, then that should be your sprint time box, by the way. Does that make sense? Makes sense to me. What do we got? 10:48. So that's just what I wanted to talk about today. The other thing is that I just validated the other day about these time boxes and doing one task at a time. I've been getting peppered left and right about doing Jira and reports, and I know what I'm doing. As I'm getting more PMO'd. I'm pulling into a PMO type operation. They want to know how things are going, how the releases are, how to build reports related to the condition of releases. They really need an earned value management system coming out of the way they operate because they have no clue. But they're not the only ones. It's not an agile thing. I've been to many PMP worlds, large projects. They claim they know earned value, but they really don't. They don't know how to apply their budget and estimates to where they're going to be and project outward based on what their spend rate was. So there's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of that skill set. So if you are a Scrum Master or something like that, um, and you want to grow up and go into Agile coaching, but even that, most Agile coaches don't know how to do this. But as you do a lot of things like I have, a lot of the PMP stuff is a handy tool set to have, like earned value management, how to do all that, costing, estimating. Um, Ideally, your team doesn't worry about that anymore. Ideally, your team's doing that. But when you start elevating and getting to the enterprise picture perspective, you kind of need to know a little bit about that and how it works. Um, I'm amazed how many companies got as far as they did and don't have any of that capability. It tells me they're just making it up as they go. Um, but that might be a good skill set if you're looking for a skill set and you're kind of tired of taking all the Scrum classes. Look at some PMP courses. Look at some earned value. Look at some things like that. Time management. I'm always good on time management, but I'm kind of wrapping around because I'm going around. But that's something you want to take. But my big thing is just I am such a believer in, hey, the next hour, this is all I'm going to work in. These micro time boxes are so key to get anything done. And I've been pushing people off left and right. They come and tell me one something. I said, well, they need it. Well, whenever. What time's your meeting and when do you need it by? Because otherwise they're going to come pester me all through the damn day asking me to do something, right? So if you do get somebody that comes ask you, and this is for any team, internal, external, they want you to write a code, do a report, you got to ask them. So when is your meeting? When you're looking for this data? And then see if you can do it and you can fit it in. If you just say yes, they're going to come to you all day long and ask you for information and where's it at. And you might have other things that are higher priority and you really just don't have time to go address it. So my advice to anybody out there, whether you're a developer, tester, anything on the planet Earth that you're working on, when someone tells you they need something, ask them why they need it. It's like, ooh, hey, it's a story. As a PMO person, I need the, how many points accepted in the past 3 months so that I can bring it up and present that information to our executive on Thursday. Hey, it's a story. There you go. Um, Ooh, we just validated story format just like that, right? So you want time. You need to know that time. It's not just a question of, and that's why we did the 6 words in a description, right? Get the description or the title down to under 6 words. You need the time factor. You need that key critical thing that people don't ask about. Anyway, so remember, ask for time, ask for why they want it and when they want it needed by. And just don't assume they're going to leave you alone. With that, we're going to say, take care. Thumbs up, Ed. We need thumbs up. Thumbs up. He's waking up. Do you want the bell?
Yes.
Ring the bell. So you can, there you go. Thanks, Ed. You done? No. Okay. He's still sleepy. He comes in, wakes me up. He's like, Dad, you getting up for 5:30, 5 a.m. Mester Scrum? Come on, Dad. He's more worried about me getting up. I think it's so he can play the video games. I think. Is that what it is? Don't do it, Eddie. Anyway, you all have a great day. Enjoy your day. Have fun. You know, it's all fun, right? And you get to break it up with different things throughout the day. If you get bored and it drives you crazy. So take care. Have a great day. Enjoy your Tuesday or Wednesday, depending where you are in the world. And we'll talk to you soon. See you tomorrow, right, Ed? See you. All right. Bye, mister.